4 days now until the inauguration, and Speaker Nancy Pelosi is defending the size of the ceremony as a result of COVID, though not a concession to terrorism.
Both Pelosi and Senator Lindsey Graham talked today about a number of things: the inauguration, security, the Capitol riots, and, of course, the subsequent fallout from that violence. NewsNation's national political correspondent Dean Reynolds joining us with more on exactly what happened today.
Rob, two words animated leading congressional voices today: insurrection and impeachment. Republicans argued impeachment was overkill, while Democrats said insurrection made impeachment an obligation. With some 20,000 armed soldiers fanning out across the city and ringing the Capitol, Washington, D.C. was looking like a fortress, with Joe Biden's inauguration just 5 days away. At her regular briefing today, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the threat of further violence made this an emotional time for lawmakers.
We're very passionate about our reaction, but we must be very dispassionate in how we make decisions to go forward for security, security, security.
She said last week's assault was incited by the president, and she focused on one photo of the mob as particularly upsetting.
One figure of a man in a shirt with Auschwitz on it. Auschwitz. Work equals freedom. Auschwitz.
56-year-old Robert Keith Packer of Newport News, Virginia, was arrested on Wednesday on charges connected to the riot. It was a year ago, the speaker recalled, that she led a delegation to Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem, a trip that was preceded to Auschwitz itself 75 years after its liberation.
To see this punk with that shirt on and his anti-Semitism that he has bragged about, to be part of a white supremacist raid on this Capitol, requires us to have an after-action review, to assign responsibility to those who were part of organizing it and incentivizing it.
On that point, she was asked about allegations that some Republican members of Congress may have provided unsanctioned tours of the Capitol to those who stormed it, something the U.S. Capitol Police are now investigating.
If, in fact, it is found that members of Congress were accomplices to this insurrection, if they aided and abetted the crime, there may have to be actions taken beyond the Congress and in terms of prosecution for that.
As for consequences, she said the 9 House managers are now preparing for the trial of President Trump. Unprecedented if it ever takes place, because it will involve a former president. Meanwhile, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said the January 6th riot will undoubtedly be part of the Trump legacy.
I think he pushed the election was stolen too far, too long, and too hard. And it seems to me that the president is ready to move on.
Impeaching him, Graham asserted, would be going too far.
I think this scarlet letter impeachment idea is a horrible idea. This has never been done in the history of the country. Impeaching a president after they leave office, I think, is unconstitutional. If the reason they're doing this is to put a scarlet letter on Donald Trump so he can't run again.
And yet the president has never conceded that he lost the election or congratulated the man who won it. Vice President Pence, on the other hand, did call Vice President-elect Harris yesterday to congratulate her, and unlike the president, Mr. Pence says he plans to attend next Wednesday's inauguration.